Welcome to Topic 3, where we will learn about assigning scores. As you know, scores can be assigned only at the level of sub-indicators, and they will have an impact on the maturity level of the relevant function and of the overall regulatory system. While assigning scores to a specific sub-indicator through the button located here, you should always refer to the rating scale that can be found in the fact sheet. Remember, the rating scale provides general guidance and a number of possible scenarios, but your expertise will be crucial to correctly assign the score to a sub-indicator based on the evidence collected. Assigning the appropriate score is extremely important. Scores should always be aligned and coherent with the comments, observations and evidence available, as well as the rating scale provided in the CGBT. Despite negative comments and observations, high scores will not achieve the objective of providing recommendations for improvement. Conversely, low scores without proper justifications can be seen as unfair, leading to potential conflicts and non-acceptance by the NRA. Here are a few important considerations to bear in mind for assigning the correct score. Certain functions and indicators involve multiple activities which may be unrelated. However, it is important to assess them collectively as a whole. For example, the regulatory inspection function includes activities related to good manufacturing practices, good distribution practices, and good clinical practices. It is common to encounter a highly effective GMP inspectorate alongside immature GDP and GCP activities. In such instances, it would be unfair to evaluate solely based on one aspect. The sub-indicators should be collectively assessed, considering the different components to provide accurate scoring. Scores should reflect the cumulative non-full implementation of sub-indicators, even if one aspect reaches the maximum value. Similarly, when benchmarking an NRA for the regulation of both medicines and vaccines, it may happen that the system is properly functioning only for one of the two product streams. In such a case, the evaluation and scoring should encompass both product streams to reflect the overall condition of the regulatory system. In such complex situations, it is advisable to utilize the assessor's input to justify the scoring, thus allowing a better understanding of the meaning and context behind the assigned score. At the same time, it is important to acknowledge the strengths of the well-developed aspects of the sub-indicator, indicator, or function being assessed. Another important aspect to consider when assigning scores is related to the existence of cross-cutting topics in the tool. These topics are evaluated in different functions by different assessors. Hence, it is essential to maintain consistency among assessors. For example, inappropriate development of KPIs noted in one function could be, in fact, a general approach which is reflected in all functions. Similarly, inaccuracies in complying with the regulatory standards and internal procedures observed in one area may sometimes turn out to be a systemic issue. A defective in the quality management system could have an impact on the performance of all functions. Training programs for staff are often managed centrally, with an impact on several regulatory activities. Infrastructures and equipment are other possible examples of cross-cutting issues that may affect more than one function. When this happens, it is sometimes more appropriate to escalate to the overarching regulatory system about the non-implemented or partially implemented score, instead of giving multiple non-good scores in each function. This would avoid penalizing all functions for the non-implementation of the same cross-cutting issue. Remember, cross-cutting topics can only be recognized through discussion with other team members. This is the main objective of the daily meetings at the end of each benchmarking day. You have reached the end of the module. It's time now for a short activity to test your understanding of the concepts covered in the module.